All right, we are back with Scott Friedland, Rebecca Kreitzer, and Dr. Amelia Davis. They are here discussing the fallout from today's Supreme Court ruling and how it could impact our state. And speaking of impacting our state, there's a nursing shortage all over the nation. We've got one here in North Carolina as well. Dr. Davis, what do you see as an impact policy-wise on the nursing shortage?
So yes, depending on the policies that we enact in North Carolina, we already, like you said, are facing a nursing shortage. So nurses who specialize in reproductive health care, if we have policies that prevent that specialization of health care, they will have to leave and go to other states that may support their particular specialty. And so with the shortage in healthcare, we don't want to lose any nurses. We want to retain as many nurses as we can. And part of nursing, like I said, is to educate patients. And we really don't want to limit that based on policy.
All right, this question is, what does this mean for the Plan B pill?
The Plan B pill is emergency contraception, and it's something that you can take if you've had unprotected sex or if you have a reason to believe that contraception has failed in order to prevent a pregnancy from taking place. While the decision today doesn't specifically say anything about contraception, in fact, they say that part of the decision is they say that this shouldn't be interpreted to affect other issues like contraception. But the right to contraception is based off of the same right to privacy as the right to abortion. In fact, they're deeply intertwined with each other. And so it's very likely that in the future, places that decide to restrict access to contraception, including emergency contraception, it's possible that that will be upheld by the Supreme Court as well.
All right, and Steve, this is kind of along the same vein. Someone's asking, how do we decide to interpret the Constitution today? They did it in one way with Roe v. Wade. Could they do it with other issues and things that we see as rights today?
Yes, the Roe v. Wade was based on an implied right. So as Rebecca says, is contraception and same-sex marriage. While the court said these are not on the table, Justice Thomas in his concurrence said, bring these to the table. We could see that next term.
Okay. This other question is, did the Supreme Court make any rules on exceptions like in the case of rape or when the pregnancy could kill a woman? I want to make sure that we answered that question.
The Supreme Court today did not make any ruling about whether or not it is required to provide abortion in the case of these exceptions, which are commonly rape, incest, and the life or health of the pregnant person. I would think that, especially in the case of rape and incest, that those exceptions are not necessary. Potentially, there's an argument to be made that requires there to be a legal right to abortion if the life of the pregnant person is at stake. But that's a very problematic stance, because what does that mean for the life of the person to be at stake? There are examples from other places, including in Ireland 10 years ago, the case of Savita Halappanavar's death, who had a miscarriage and she was not allowed to have an abortion after that and died of sepsis. So if these things, this is what's at stake.
Okay, because this next question was, does this mean I couldn't get an abortion if it's medically necessary? And that could be yes. That answer could be yes. All right, we're going to continue to unpack this as we go through. Ben?
With such a big decision today, it is so nice to have the experts here to help answer your questions. We also asked you a question, how you feel. We asked on our Twitter page, about 65% of you said you did not agree with the ruling today. About 35% said you do support it. This story will remain developing in the days and weeks ahead. We've learned there's a lot unfolding about it. You can text us and we'll send you everything we know up to the minute. Just text SCOTUS, SCOTUS, to 336-379-5775.